I think it's very important to not take yourself too seriously in life, in any stage of your life. And I actually wanted to, include that in the film. You have to find the joy somehow to just get on. The idea came about like 10 years ago when I was doing a music video for an alternative local band. And I just got these images from my childhood of these I call it the contemporary Virginas, of these women in gray tracksuits and their hair down and everything. And I actually wanted to make fantasy then, 10 years ago, but I haven't just come out of film school, I didn't have the experience with the long form or any support system behind me. And then I just thought to myself, okay, let's first do a short film as a case study for a feature film. So that's how Sisters actually were born. This is also a reflection on the post-Yugoslavia experience in this, our contemporary time, and of let's say, some sort of a Balkan mix, but happening in Slovenia. Because Slovenia is seen as this alpine fairy tale, which it is in some parts, but it's actually a great mix of people all around from ex-Yugoslavia and also from some other places. So it was just very natural because when I talk with my friends, we talk maybe 3 to 4 languages in one sentence. So it was the most natural to do that as well. When you grow up and when you discover some, let's say, state of your identity, you have to grow apart and become your own person. So for sure, yeah, that is a very universal story and a very universal experience that I think it is quite demanding for everybody that experiences it. Actually, the actresses, they really put a lot of them in the characters. It was really important for me to find people who resonate with the characters, so who can be avatars for the characters, and it's a big reflection on all of us. And with that came great responsibility, because when you're working with first-time actors, you really have to be careful how you lead the process, So I wanted to offer a lot of freedom and a lot of safety so that they can really express themselves. And it was years, we were hanging out a lot. We created this sisterhood together. And we, took hundreds of photos, videos. We went to the locations, to feel at home there. So it was a big exploration process. I write in a way that I cannot write in this classical way. So, you do a treatment, then you do dialogues and stuff. But I always hear people talk first. So I wrote dialogues first, then I put them in some context. And I heard fantasy, and she was like that. And I wanted her to be, she's a real character, she's a real human being, a real woman of blood and bones, And I wanted to show that, you can be vulnerable and fragile, but at the same time have the inner strength. I come from the music video world. I started with, that was my one of the first film forms. It is how I process, how I see the world, and how I reflect on it, and how I express myself. So I know I have quite a bold visual language and style. Always I keep in mind that everything is for the story to function, And I really don't like to be formalistic. So even though it may seem colorful or there's some magical realism elements in the film, it's all with the intention, I really want the form to support the story and to really express it in the most purest way. Film and music are my first 2 loves in my life. Music is not, and also sound, is not just a background, but it's an additional character sometimes. Sometimes it's a social commentary. Sometimes it's a spirit guide, and then sometimes it's very intimate, and sometimes it disrupts a scene. So yeah, it was really important to me to really kind of explore the sonic world as well in the film. I really hope that people accept it with an open mind and open heart, because that is, in the end, always my intention, to really come to the heart of people, even though I know that might sound cliche, but this film is for the unheard ones and the unseen ones, and I think it's very important for the people to be heard and seen. And I think there's even more of us than we think that feel that way, so that feel not heard or not seen. So I think it it can offer a big space for solidarity and acceptance. And it's a huge honor to be premiered here at Locarno, because I think that this festival really is really selective and really careful in the selection, and it really offers a great space for young voices, for new voices to be presented. So yeah, let's see, I just say fly, fantasy, fly. Hello, Locarno, I hope you enjoy my fantasy.